morning students. Hope you have read the chapter. Today we are going to do purification of water and removing insoluble impurities from water. Now insoluble impurities present in water can be removed in following ways. First way is sedimentation. Sedimentation is the process of allowing the insoluble impurities present in water to settle down. The impurity that settle down is called a sediment. So the insoluble impurities which are settled at the down, they are called sediment, and this process of removing insoluble impurities from the water, this process is called sedimentation. Next is decantation. Decantation is the process that follows sedimentation. After the process of sedimentation, decantation happens. Now what is decantation? Decantation means removing the water, clear water from the container in which sedimentation happens. Means once you have done the sedimentation process, clear water is separated and sediments are separated. Now you have to take that container and just take out the clear water from the container, and this process is called decantation. So pouring the clear water from the sedimentation process into another container is called decantation. Next there is try it yourself. Take half a glass of water, put a spoon of mud or sand in it, stir it well, leave it undisturbed for 1 hour. You will find a layer of sediment at the bottom of the glass. Next pour the clear liquid into another container. This is called decantation. Now see what you have to do. Take a glass of water, take some mud into it. First mix it for some time. Once it is completely mixed, then let it rest for some time. After some time you will see that all the mud which was there mixed with the water, it is settled at the bottom like this. There is a layer of mud at the bottom of the glass and the clear water is above the glass. Now what you have to do is take that glass and pour the clear water into another container. This process is called decantation. Here sedimentation occurs and this is the process of decantation, right? Next is filtration. Filtration is the another process with which we can remove the insoluble impurities from the water. Filtration is the process of removing insoluble impurities present in water using a filter like a thin cloth, a strainer or a filter paper. You can use a thin cloth like muslin cloth, which is generally people use. A strainer like the strainer which you use to strain the tea, that you can use, or a filter paper we can use. You must have seen your mother straining tea leaves using a strainer. Yes. When your mother prepared tea, before serving that tea, she strains the tea leaves from the tea using a strainer. So like this we can strain the water also. Next is try it yourself. Take a filter paper and fold it twice to make a cone out of it. Place this in a glass funnel. Place a beaker under the funnel. Pour some muddy water in the filter paper in the funnel. You will observe clear water dripping into the beaker. Place below the funnel. The insoluble impurities remain on the filter paper. This is how we have to make a cone of the filter paper and place it above a container. Then take the water which is having insoluble impurities and pour that water onto this filter paper. You will see that when you pour the water onto filter paper, the water will start dripping into the container slowly, right? And once the whole of the water is dripped into this container, you will see the impurities, insoluble impurities, which will be left on the on this filter paper. Composition of air. Air is a mixture of gases, water vapor and dust particles. The atmosphere contains 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen and 1% of other gases. 0.03% carbon dioxide, helium, argon, neon, etc. You can see here in this pie chart, this red part, the maximum part of the air is nitrogen, that is 78%. Then 21% is oxygen and 1% is rest of the gases, which includes carbon dioxide, helium, hydrogen, neon, argon, etc., all other gases all contribute only 1% of the air. The amount of carbon dioxide in it is 0.03%. Next is the amount of water vapor present in the air in a place at a given time is called humidity. Places near the sea have high humidity. Yes, the areas near the large water bodies like lakes, like sea, like rivers, they have more number of water vapors present near them because of the water present near those areas. So that is why these areas are having more humidity. Oxygen gas is essential for burning and for all living beings to respire. For burning, to burn anything, we need oxygen, and as well as for breathing process, for respiration also, we need oxygen. Plants use carbon dioxide gas for process of photosynthesis. So these are some of the uses of different types of gases. Carbon dioxide is required by the plants to make their food. Without it, they won't be able to make their food. Helium gas is filled in gas balloons. Argon gas is filled in electric bulbs. Neon gas is filled in neon lights. Neon lights are like fluorescent green colored light, fluorescent orange colored light, fluorescent blue colored light. These fluorescent colored lights are made with the help of neon gas. Next is, how does wind blows? The sun heats the land during the day. The air above the land also gets heated. Warm air is lighter and rises up. Cool air from the above rushes in to take its place. This causes wind to blow. So you can see on this the diagram given on the book. This is the land during the daytime when sun shines. The land becomes hot very quickly, and the air above the land is also become hot. That once it is hot, it becomes very light and starts moving upward. So this is the hot air which is moving upward, and the cooler air which is heavier, it will start moving downward. So cool air is coming down and the hot air is moving up. This process causes the wind to blow. So when the wind blows slowly, it is called breeze. When the wind blows fast, it is called wind. Very fast blowing wind is called storm. Storm can uproot trees, blow off things, damage buildings, etc.